Yo, what's good? It's your man 100 Grand Ross for The Rock Never Stops. I just seen this tweet like 5 minutes ago that was saying Anthony Davis has never been better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. I want to get into that in this video. Y'all know what to do. If you like the video, smash the like button, hit subscribe, the bell for notifications. I appreciate all the love and support. Truly do. Truly. Let me start off by saying there's this thing called recency bias. And recency bias is this thing where, due to recent events, we kind of get this like overwhelming sense of what something is. And so we just project it as if it's always been that way. The reality is, Giannis Antetokounmpo just got to this level after he won that championship. His journey to this level has been an incredible one. It has been inspiring. It has been transformative to see him go from this skinny 6'9" kid who nobody knew about in the draft to then rising to this superstardom where he's probably one of the five best players in the NBA. But let's not act like it's always been this way. Let's not act like Giannis Antetokounmpo didn't have huge red flags for about a solid 4 or 5 year stretch. Going into the playoffs, everybody was like, yo, he's this awesome player. And to stop him, you just need to build a wall. Can't shoot. He's not necessarily really good at attacking in the half court off the dribble. Still struggles with some of his skill game and being able to score around the basket. And if he can't overpower you, he's kind of limited. We saw in the All-Star game about 3 years ago, probably one of the greatest All-Star games I've ever seen. Had basically everybody in their prime, Stephen Curry, I believe Anthony Davis was in this game, LeBron, of course, Kawhi, but it had basically everybody you could want from the past era going into this next one in this game. Luka, Kyle Lowry was there, Jimmy Butler, like everybody was there to play, right? And it was interesting going down the stretch. Like they have this new All-Star game format where it's the first one to score, I think, like 50 each quarter, and then the first one to score 200 at the end. And so it gets extremely competitive. And you saw in that game, at that point in time, who was who. You saw the guys who said, I think I know I am the best player in the world, and I am not scared at all to go out and win this game. We saw guys who wanted it, LeBron. We saw Joel Embiid. We saw guys who didn't want it, James Harden. And we saw guys who just couldn't do it. And one of those guys was Giannis. Now, that's to be fair. It was 3 years ago. It was before the finals run. I think there's something that happens after you win an NBA championship, especially when you're the finals MVP, where you have to elevate your game that solidifies and reinforces your belief in yourself. So I do not take it as that example from 3 years ago is who he was the next year or even today, obviously. But let's not try to act like who we see Giannis today as is who he's always been. Anthony Davis came in as the #1 pick in the draft, coming off of winning Kentucky's NBA championship. I think one of the only ones that they've won over the past like 20 years. Anthony Davis came in as a phenom, full of expectation, had the full weight of a franchise dropped on his shoulders while he was still trying to develop his body, expected to win it all. And you know what? He's actually lived up to a lot of those expectations. He has been a great player despite the injuries. Now let's get into an actual comparison. In the actual comparison, this is where I give Giannis the edge. And this is why I agreed with the tweet only to an extent. That Giannis today, and probably last year, is a better player than Anthony Davis. But I don't think I would have said that at all at any point in time before then. Why? Giannis Antetokounmpo, he has the two main factors that I will give you. One, his power game. He can just overwhelm you with strength. This is something that Anthony Davis has never really been able to do, despite getting stronger. And even in the NBA Finals with LeBron with the Lakers, he showed he was able to impose his will and use power, but he wasn't exactly moving big guys, right? That Miami team was actually really undersized for a team. And so he had that advantage being 6'10", 7'5" wingspan, and just these broad shoulders. He could put his shoulder into a Bam Adebayo. He could put his shoulder into a Jimmy Butler, and take advantage of them to an extent, a PJ Tucker, right? These guys were much smaller than him. But Anthony Davis had a lot of advantages in a lot of other ways. But the other aspect of Giannis's game that I would also give over Anthony Davis is his durability. And this is huge. This is absolutely huge. If Anthony Davis could have been as healthy as Giannis has been throughout his career, shoot, as Tim Duncan has been throughout his career, and I'm going to get to that argument later on to bring in, let's really understand who the greatest power forward of all time is, right? To gain some perspective. But if Anthony Davis could have been anywhere near as healthy as Giannis Antetokounmpo, I don't think this is even a discussion. I don't think Giannis is anywhere near where Anthony Davis would be. But those are the only two things that I can really hold over Anthony Davis by Giannis Antetokounmpo. You see, the reality is Anthony Davis is far more skilled. His ability to attack off the dribble is far more advanced than Giannis is. His ability to shoot the ball, pull up jump shots from deep. I know last year he had an off shooting season, but let's not act like that is who he has always been, right? If anything, that was an off year last season. It was kind of a fluke, right? Whether it was health, injuries, being overweight, lack of conditioning, whatever it was abnormal for Anthony Davis, right? You let Anthony Davis have a healthy season next year, and all of a sudden we're back to the, I don't know who I would take, right? Now, I'm sure Giannis, he has a better track record of health, and I think he's younger still. But let's be for real. Anthony Davis' skill game is remarkable. Remarkable. And I mean that to the fullest extent. His ability to not only just grab a rebound and bring it up the court, right? Which is what a lot of people get applauded for if you're over 6'9", 6'10". Wow, you're able to, grab the rebound, block a shot, and then advance it all the way down the court and initiate offense. He can do that in spades. Easy. But his ability to create his own shot in the half court, to be able to create an open jump shot, whether it's backing someone down, turning over a shoulder, giving you a jump hook, giving you a turnaround fadeaway, or if it's pulling up off the dribble and just shooting in your face from 14, 16, 18, 20, 25 feet. This is where you start getting into that Kevin Durant level skill game for somebody of that height, right? But the difference is Anthony Davis has another about 30 pounds on Kevin Durant, and that makes a huge difference. At 6'10", 200 and probably around 230, 240 pounds, Anthony Davis, combined with his skill game, is an absolute walking nightmare mismatch. When he is on, there are few players who are better than him. He can score in immense bunches in so many different ways, whether it's offensive putbacks, pick and roll, pick and pop. Like I said, he's got the face-up game. He's got that three-point shooting ability, which is leagues and bounds beyond Giannis Antetokounmpo at this time, right? His ability to guard 1 through 5, it's incredible. It is incredible. But what do they say? The greatest ability is availability. And Anthony Davis is rarely available and definitely not reliable in that regard. And so right now, today, Giannis is actually better. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But to act like he's always been, nah, not at all. Not even in the least bit. Now, when we start comparing the both of them to somebody like Tim Duncan, who's pretty much accepted as the greatest power forward of all time. His durability, his consistency, he has 5 championships, where he has been the anchor. He has been what has gotten them there, driven them there. Despite Kawhi getting a Finals MVP, I think Tony Parker got a Finals MVP. Don't get it twisted. Those teams are never getting anywhere close without Tim Duncan. He was always the best player on those teams. Just a great teammate, almost like a Stephen Curry, where he didn't mind deferring. But his ability to anchor a defense consistently and have the physicality to go up against people like Shaquille O'Neal, and the versatility to also guard somebody like Kevin Garnett, who was a freak athlete, right? His ability to do those different things has been not just what was transformative, but what has actually created who the San Antonio Spurs is today. That dynasty, his era, is one of the greatest stretches of basketball a franchise has ever had. It rivals Michael Jordan and the Bulls. It rivals Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. 5 championships. How many All-NBAs, all defensive teams, defensive player of the year, right? MVP, right? And even though he wasn't the flashiest, he wasn't the most charismatic, this man got it done. Got it done. Mr. Reliable, right? And so when we start thinking about who these players are today, let's contextualize it. Giannis has 1 ring. Anthony Davis has 1 ring, right? Okay, a couple of defensive player of the years. Dope, cool. You are a really good, you are a great player. Greatest? Not quite. And when you start kind of shaving between other great power forwards, recognize it's a whole lot closer than you probably think, right? Now, right now, I'd probably say Giannis is probably somewhere top 5 power forward of all time. It's debatable. It's arguable, right? We can have that debate. But Giannis love, keep it exactly where it should be. He has evolved into an incredible player that we can enjoy today. But I want to know what you all think. Hit me up in the comment section. Hit me up in Twitter about it. I'm going to drop this today. And I'll definitely holler back at y'all next time. Peace.